everybody, it's Burt again with another trailer reaction from Soft Tubes. Today I am watching the official teaser trailer for the HBO Watchmen series. From what I can tell, they're doing something different, but I don't know what it is, so we're going to jump in and check it out. That wasn't words. There we go.
We are no one.
Okay.
We are everyone.
So Rorschach is a cult now? Ooh,
And
okay.
we are invisible.
Bit of a cult.
We convinced ourselves that they were gone, but they were just hibernating.
Okay. What?
They came for everybody.
This is everyone's wearing masks now?
Oh, please.
Are we safe?
I guess we have ourselves a reckoning.
What the hell?
What are you two talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just the end of the world.
I have no idea what to make of that. Okay. So, oh jeez, I'm pulling off that. Sorry about that. I had issues at the beginning. Apparently my headphones were not working for some reason. So that's why I was a little surprised when they actually did work. But I don't know what to make of this. So I read parts of Watchmen, and I saw the movie, and I've read parts of it. Watchmen is not especially my kind of thing. So I don't know. There's something about Watchmen, like it's definitely well written. I don't like some of the stuff in it, but that doesn't mean it's not a well written thing. Like Alan Moore is a writer for me who is a really damn good writer who writes stuff that I don't like. Typically, is the way that I kind of look at it. Even he writes stuff that's really problematic in a lot of ways, but it's still written well. And Watchmen was a lot of that. I could never quite get into it, essentially. But I saw the film, and I didn't like the film. I liked the film when I first saw it. I was in high school, I believe. And then I rewatched it later in my mid-20s, I think it was. And which wasn't really that long ago. And I remember watching it and going nah, whatever I did like isn't really here anymore. It's very flashy without a lot of substance, really, the film. And so I don't have the greatest push into this world. I mean, I know the film changed a lot too, so that makes it a little bit more iffy. And I'm not 100% sure on everything it changed. I know some of the big stuff. I believe this is set after, which makes sense. Set after the event. I don't know if this is in the comic continuity or the movie continuity. But there's a few big things here. So there's a Rorschach cult that are trying to create a revolution. Well, meanwhile you have cops wearing gold things, which I assume is an association to something. I don't know what that is. That's one of the things I don't have a connection with. It has to be in connection to something. There's a lot of people that have shown up and don't really do a lot in the teaser, but are shown, suggesting they're important characters. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, I've forgotten his name. I was trying to remember it as I said it, hoping it would come to me before. The big bad guy in the movie, technically. Crap. Can't think of it off the top of my head. I've just finished work, so I'm a bit having trouble focusing, but I need to get this done now, so that's what's happening. But one of the big things I noticed is the TikTok and the clock iconography, which is interesting to me. Mostly because the latest thing that happened with Watchmen was the DC Comics event, Doomsday. I think it was called Doomsday Clock, something along those lines. Which essentially established the Watchmen within DC Comics continuity in the idea of, from what I understand, Dr. Manhattan creating the DC universe. That's where he goes at the end of the book, where he's like, I'm going to go off and build universes or whatever. He basically creates the DC universe. I don't know exactly the specifics of that event, except that it brought some things together. I don't know whether it still has much of an impact on things post that event, but that was basically it. So there's definitely, like, in my brain, directing a parallel between the Doomsday Clock storyline and the TikTok in this trailer. There's probably no connection. It'd be very weird for HBO to make a Watchmen series that connects into the DC universe. Not saying it can't happen, just saying it would be very strange, particularly while DC seems to be pushing its own streaming service where it makes its own content. That would be a weird way to go. I'm trying to think of other stuff in this trailer that really stood out. I mostly got the clock thing. It's just really in my head. But there's something going on. I don't know if the Rorschach group are meant to be good, if they're meant to be bad. Everyone's kind of coming off as villainous. The interesting thing in this trailer is no one's set up as a good person, necessarily. Like, we're not given a hero to root for. Even if they're a not, look at me, I'm an amazing hero kind of hero. There's not even a anti-hero set up in a way as our protagonist, as far as I could find. Nothing's set up in, like, this is the hero you'll be following. It's a lot of broad strokes in this teaser. It's kind of building a basic idea of the world. It being HBO, it wouldn't surprise me if they're trying to do more of a kind of a Game of Thrones type thing, where it's not about singular characters, it's about the world and all these different storylines with all these different characters. I could see them doing that. I don't know if that will work as well. You still kind of need someone to tie into the most, just to have that connection, especially for this, I feel. Otherwise, everyone's going to be the enemy of everyone else, and everyone ends up a jerk. Like, I mean, it can allow people to find their own protagonist, but I don't know. That can make the story very haphazard. They could do it well, though. I don't know. This is weird. Because, yeah, the Rorschach people come off very cultish and revolutionary, and not necessarily the best way. It has feelings of not, like, they don't feel like a, like, we're fighting oppression against the man type deal necessarily. At least not for me. They have a feeling of this right-wing neo-nationalist type ideal of just like, they look like, especially because of the way some of them are dressed, they just look like grumpy white guys who aren't happy that the world isn't exactly how it was for them. Like, they're not still exactly on top. So they're letting out frustration. So they don't really come off as good in any way, which sucks, because Rorschach was probably, in the film at least, the best protagonist to sort of swivel on. Like, he was the most true to his own ideals of all of them. Everyone else kind of swung this way and that. He was very like, no, this is what I believe, this is what I do. So to have a group that will probably be similar but have more possibly negative from the feeling here. The police come off as very authoritarian, dystopian future, but that's simply because they're wearing that mask. That's all that's doing. That's the only vibe I'm getting from them. So I don't know whether they're meant to be the bad guys or not. It's hard to say. It'll be interesting to see. I think we need a full trailer before I can get my thoughts fully on focus. But yeah, I don't know. It could be interesting. I'll probably give it a try, as long as it, like, unless people are like, it's a garbage fire, I'll probably still try and give it a shot. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, especially if anyone is super into Watchmen, what they think. I did see some people while I was trying. This was a pretty easy one to avoid. I only saw like the teaser pop up once on my Facebook feed. But I saw a couple people mention vague, like, not anything specific, just as even like they were like add-ons to other conversations of just like, yeah, and that Watchmen teaser, that isn't Watchmen kind of thing. which I can definitely, from my little understanding, see. So I'd be interested to see if there's any Watchmen fans that especially are interested in this, or what their feelings are overall. And as always, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you liked or didn't like this video, you can hit the like and dislike buttons down below. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I was Burt, and I will see you in the next video. Don't know why I added on my name at the end, but I did.
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work.
because I am going on vacation.
Heads up, Nick Fury's calling you.
I don't really want to talk to Nick
Answer
Fury.
the phone.
Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. You said